Hey guys, I'm Melissa.
I'm Patty.
We are
Efecto podcast.
Welcome back, guys. Episode 54.
Yes.
Episode 54.
Yay.
Cue the little sound like woo. We hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode. We had a lot to catch up on. So
yeah, literally the last 2 months.
Yeah.
All of July, basically July and August, or mostly all of August,
Yeah.
but yeah, July and August.
Yeah, there was a lot to catch up on there, so we hope you guys enjoyed that. And we're back with another episode. Didn't let y'all down this time.
No, for real. It's been a struggle, but we finally figured out a way where we can make this work and not have to rely on others. But yeah, and it's also just good learning for us to know how to work the cameras and the sound and all that stuff, just so that it's just easier.
Yeah, right now we were struggling a little, but we got it done.
Yeah, we got it done. We've done it before.
Yeah.
It's just been it's been months since we've had to do it.
Yeah, because we started
June.
Recording here. Yeah,
in June.
Mm-hmm. Damn, this year I'm still I can't believe it's
September. Today's September 1st, so happy 1st of the month.
Today's September 1st? We didn't know today. Today's September 1st. I thought
she's gonna have a meltdown. Cue it in 3, 2, 1. That's why she dyed her hair.
I know. Watch me next week with different hair color. But oh shit! For some reason I know it's Labor Day weekend, but I thought it was tomorrow, September 1st. So fuck.
Yeah, today.
Well, blessings all year. I mean, all month long. I was gonna say all year long. But that blessings to come all month long. Positive vibes, fresh start. Damn, it's freaking September.
I know, it's so crazy. When I think of September, okay, you know how on TikTok, maybe I'm on this side of TikTok, where it's certain things remind you of certain colors. When you think of September, what color comes to mind?
For me, I just automatically start thinking fall. I'm like, hell yeah, it's Halloween. That's right away.
I asked what color, bitch.
I know, just fall colors, brown, dark colors. It's because I think Halloween.
I think for September, green comes to, but a dark green always.
Yeah.
Why? I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
green. And November is brown. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
True.
And then October is black and orange.
Yeah, orange. But yeah, I'm September. I already started decorating my room for Halloween since last week.
God.
But yes, I cleaned out my entire closet and I'm okay, decorations are all out. I'm ready to put them out this week. Come September, you're gonna see them all over my room already.
That reminds me of when Alicia, Remy, Bethany Moda, that's definitely the energy you're giving. And that's definitely the influence of them on her.
No, 1,000%.
I remember
Those
one of them had this thing with the little pumpkins and then I go to your house and you made them and you had them. I was like,
Bethany
oh my
Moda
God.
and Alicia and Remy, oh my God, but Bethany Moda, that was all I would watch.
She was the OG.
Yeah, her Aspen Ovard, now she's killing it. But yeah, I'm and I'm gonna be gone for half of October.
No, literally.
So I need to enjoy that shit now. I'm hell yeah. But yeah, damn. Okay.
I know. Do any of you guys decorate? I don't really decorate my room for stuff like that. I think I had if anything, I had a little Christmas tree, a little wooden one, or a little gnome from Home Goods.
Yeah.
But I'm not I'll put a pillow, a deck pillow, but I'm not gonna do everything. I'm not that girl.
I gotta my Halloween decorations, and then Christmas time you'll see my tree in the room. I love it. It's my favorite thing.
I don't know, maybe one day I will, but but the one thing that is always on my bed is my Michael Myers pillow that Jossie got me.
Yeah, no, I love it. I know how you have the background on Roku and stuff or whatever, it's the home screen. It's been on Halloween since the rest of the year. I always keep it there. It just makes me so happy. But
since the rest of the year. Wait,
I mean, it's been on Halloween for the entire year.
I was Roku. I was on the TV.
Yeah, so it's
confused.
a home screen background. It stayed on Halloween. It stays there all year round. It just makes me so happy. But anyways, with that, guys, welcome back. And yeah, I mean, I guess let's just get into it. I guess we'll start with catching up. I'm
you can go first.
Yeah, I'm we can start there. And I mean, I've said it, but there's not much going on in my life besides work, but some fun stuff. I got confirmed to go to New York coming up for work.
Woo!
So that should
This
be
is your,
super exciting.
Is your first work trip or your second one?
Second work trip,
Yeah.
but yeah, this time I'm
It's
like,
like a big one.
Yeah, it's like it's New York. So I'm so excited, and like it got approved, so I was just like happy. I had heard about it. I wasn't sure if I was gonna end up going, but I'm going, and I just want to be in New York when it's cold. Like I went when it was, I think it was like in spring, and it was beautiful, and I got some rain. But now this time it's literally.
Have you ever experienced East Coast like?
No. That's
bitch.
why I'm like I'm ready. I'm excited.
Get ready.
I know.
You're gonna love it because in Boston, everyone's like, "Oh my god!" Like da da da. Like I don't know how you're gonna handle it. And when I went, I was like, it was cold, but I'm like, I loved it.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Like I fucking loved it.
I'm like,
and in Washington too.
Yeah, so I'm like, and I remember when I went in spring, there was one day it was like raining really, really bad. And it was definitely cold, but same, I was like, oh fuck yeah. But this time I don't know if there's gonna be snow. Maybe it's November, so who knows. But yeah, but I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be the best time.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a quick trip.
Yeah, it's a quick trip. I think it's like from Tuesday to Thanksgiving Day. We're gonna be taking like part in the Macy's Day Parade, so you're gonna see me there with freaking a big balloon. Let's just say that. So I'm excited for that. But that's like, yeah, that's what's been going on at work. It's been, honestly, I've been like a little stressed with work as usual. But I also I don't even know if I've touched on this, but we had our director's wedding last week. Was it last weekend? I think it was last weekend or 2 weekends ago. I don't know. But it was super fun. But she's back, so at least we have a full team again. And then it's just the on and off about like vacations. Like she's back, and then my manager goes out, and then I go out. So it's just figuring out the coverage and all of that. But I mean, as we said, like work is always going to be busy. It's just been a little stressful. So I'm like just remembering, I'm like, okay, keep doing what you like doing outside of work, come home, go on the runs, go to the gym, do what you got to do. And that's what I've been trying to do, because
play this shit back. I'm going to just send this to you every time because I'm literally always yelling at you.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but I've definitely, I've been making time for that. So I'm like proud of myself for making the time, because I get home pretty late, but I'm like, okay, let me just do something, because I'm like, it's been taking over, but well, yeah, technically for some time. And I'm just like, all right, just gotta keep pushing. But the gym, I've been enjoying that lately. And then just, finding new routes with Kane. So that's pretty much what I've been up to. And we're alone, so I'm like,
oh my God. So we walk into the studio and we have to go upstairs, and Mely, we're like talking about horror nights, and we're like walking up, and Mely's like, oh my God, it's dark. And I'm like, we're in Halloween Horror Nights, baby. And you didn't see me, but I tried to turn off the lights to the stairs.
Oh my God,
because you were in front of me, and I like pushed the button, didn't turn off. Watch when we walk out, it's gonna be off.
I know, that's just gonna be off.
And she's walking, I'm like,
yeah. And I'm like, I was like looking, I'm like, oh no, yeah, we're alone. They're like, what are you doing here,
Ariana? What are you doing here? Oh, my mama.
But yeah, that's pretty much just what's been going on, guys. With me, I know we'll get into that, but I touched a little bit on it last week's episode, but I've also been just struggling a bit. So I just need to make sure to, like what we just mentioned, make that time for myself. So literally this weekend, it was super chill. I just kind of took the time to be on my own. I was in the pool, was with like Kane. I've been loving, I'm like, thank you, Dad, for buying that freaking above the ground pool, because it's been coming in clutch. But and then yesterday I found a new route, and I was like, oh my God, I love this. And just me and my dog. But yeah, so just making that time so that I can just kind of deal with my shit is pretty much what I've been doing. But yeah, how are you?
Period. My week, honestly, my weeks are all like just blending. I'm trying to think. This is the thing. I've had a very busy, productive, exciting week, but I can't talk about it yet. Like, there's things that have to happen in order for me to speak on them. And I'm just like, the day that I can talk about it, I'm going to be so happy.
We're going to be like an episode of just, Patty, what you've been on.
I'm going to be very excited. I'm praying. I just feel like it'll just help me with so many things.
Mm-hmm.
So many things. Like feeling better. Finally something good happening in my life. um, but yeah, honestly, this week I'm like, okay, aside from Seoul, guys, I did my first ever cold plunge.
Yes. Yes.
Bruh.
Yes.
Shout out to Luce from Seoul because she does it all the time. Well, she used to do it all the time. She stopped for a bit and she started doing it. And she was, oh, do you want to come with me? Like, you could be my guest. And I was like, I've always wanted to do it. I was like, fuck it, let's go. And in my head, I was like, okay, like, I don't mind cold water. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I know it's not the same, but like, I've been doing this since I was in high school. Like, the last, like, 45 seconds to a minute of my shower, I just turn off the hot water.
Yeah.
And I just let the cold water run on me. And I also suffer from migraines.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps a lot when I have migraines. So I have that. And also, like, we swim in the ocean.
Yeah.
So, like, when you first have to, like, get used to the water or, like, Paulina, climatize.
Oh, God.
She'll know. She's going to be like this. Like, the water's cold. So I was like, okay, like, it'll be fine. So it was actually contrast therapy. So you go back and forth between the sauna and the cold plunge. So we're in the sauna for like about 20 minutes. And it's fucking hot. We did it after a SoulCycle class, so we're already hot. Fucking sweating. And she's like, no, you need to get your body like really hot so that you can like shock your body. So I go in. I'm just like, fuck it, let me just go. She put the timer and I was like, okay. She was like, I was like, how long do you usually do this? She was like, we'll put a timer for 3 minutes. And I was like, but she's like, do what you can. And I get in, I'm like, oh my, immediately it just feels like needles are like piercing my skin. I'm just like, oh my God. And then I don't want to freak myself out. So I'm just like focusing on my breathing. And I get in just like to the neck. And I have my hands under. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Immediately I'm like, I can't feel my fingers. She's like, you could put your hands out. So I had my hands up like this. And I'm like, can I help you?
You know, wait, keep going. It reminded me of something that I'll touch on, but keep going. I wonder if you can think of what I'm thinking. No, finish it off.
I don't think so.
I'll mention it right now.
I'm scared. No, I'm curious, but just say it. You just threw me off.
We went to Big Bear. We were in the...
There's an episode on it. Go watch the episode.
Literally, guys, go watch that Big Bear episode.
Frozen.
Frozen, I was freaking out.
And I'm over here trying to, like, yeah, bitch, you would... That's why I told you. You were like, I want to try it. I was like, bitch, I could hear you screaming right now.
1,000%.
She'd be like, scream. I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
I can't do it, but I want to try it so bad.
The key is you have to be quiet. Like,
yeah,
breathe.
Because it's like literally controlling.
Yeah, because then you'll freak out and then you will hyperventilate.
That fucking reminded me of that. When we were up there, my hands were like just like freezing.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, I can't feel them.
Yeah, and I was like, you're fine. And I was like, bitch, we're fine. Like, no pasa
so
nada. But you just to go in, like, you kind of already know that's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. But I was scared because I was like, oh shit, like I don't feel them. She was like, you put your hands out, whatever. And I'm like, do I dunk my whole head? She's like, not yet. She's like, sit for a bit. And I was like, okay. And I'm just like breathing because I started to freak out a little bit when I couldn't feel my fingers. And I was like, okay, I start breathing. And she's like, no, you're doing good. She's like, you're already a minute in. I was like, oh, period. And then I felt, it still hurt. But I was like, okay, I can do this. It's doable. And then, whatever, we're talking. So that helps me kind of get distracted, whatever. We're talking. And I'm like, how much time is left? She's like, you're at 2.5 minutes. I was like, oh, I'm going to do the whole 3 minutes. I was like, let's go. She goes, okay, dunk your head now. So I dunk my head, whatever. And I'm like, oh, my God, I'm just sitting there. And that's when I was like, oh my God. I was like, puta madre. And I'm just sitting there, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, okay, yeah. And I get out and I go back into the sauna. You feel like you are frozen.
Oh my God.
Like I felt like I had a layer of ice over me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, was thawing in the fucking sauna. Like, it took a while for me to feel my toes and my fingers again. And then we just kept going back and forth. Probably did it like 3 times.
Okay.
But I didn't do 3 minutes the whole time. So, like, the second time I think I did like 2.5 minutes. And then the last few times I literally was just like a dip back in the sauna, a dip, back in the sauna, and then just showered.
Yeah.
But it felt so nice. Like, usually after Seoul, I don't really feel that sore, but I carry a lot of tension in my calves. So I did usually wake up that way. And also, like, my sleeping is all over the place. Like, I'm not really sleeping. Bitch, I had the best sleep of my life that night.
Yeah.
I still went to bed, like, around midnight, but I slept comfortably. And I didn't wake up feeling any tension, nothing. So then we did it again on Saturday. Tell me why it was more difficult. Like, bitch, I was like, oh my god, it's like I couldn't. I was like, I did 2 minutes max. That was like the most I did.
Yeah.
But I definitely recommend it. Try it out. I told Mely on the way here, I was like, bitch, we gotta do it.
Yeah.
But I can already hear her yelling. She's like, because that's the thing. Like, when I freak out, I go silent. Like, I just like, I hold my breath, and she's like, breathe. Like, you're gonna be like, I'd be like, bitch, shh.
Literally, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna for sure scream that first time, but no, that sounds so cool.
It's good. But yeah, other than that, it's been like Seoul. And then we did talk about this a little bit last week, how kind of like I've just kind of been like in a funk still, like emotions all over the place. And I actually was talking to my friend Luz. She actually was the one that brought it up to me, because she was like, she noticed that like I was off. And I definitely feel like I have been. I told Mely this. I was like, I feel like I'm kind of going backwards in a sense, where like around groups of people, my like once my like power runs out, I shut down. Like, that's it. Like, I have nothing else to give, and I'm just like there. I don't know if it's technically disassociation. I definitely feel like I disassociate at some moments, but it's literally like I feel like I'm not at the level of everyone else's energy, so I just shut down and kind of exclude myself. Because like, and I said this, and Lucy even said this, she was like, I'm trying to think like how to explain our conversation without like getting into it, but essentially she noticed that I was off, and she was like, first of all, she was like, I can tell that you're like, you have a lot of things you're going through, and you're trying to like put up a front that you're like happy and not. She's like, but I can sense, because I've been short, or like my like moody, and again shutting down around people. And she's like, you're not usually like that. So she's like, that was my first like red flag. So whatever, we're talking, I was like, well, yeah, like it's been tough. And she's like, yeah, but she's like, I get it's hard. And she said something literally that my therapist has been saying to me since I started with her. She was like, yeah, it's fucking hard. Like, this year has not been easy for you. And she's like, you can't, like, when you feel something, she's like, you can't like shut it down, because it's gonna come out in other ways. And I started laughing, and she's like, what? And I'm like, my therapist literally says that. She was like, when you're feeling your emotions, because I told her, I was like, I tend to like put them away and shut them down, or just like not be around people. And she's like, that's actually what you're not supposed to do. And I think I've talked about this before, like, instead of doing that, you're supposed to like lean into your emotions and feel them. And I told her, I was like, I feel like not every place is like an appropriate place for stuff like that. And she was like, honestly, she was like, who says it's not an appropriate place? And I'm like, that stresses me out. Yeah. Like, girl. But yeah, I just don't, I feel like I'm just this like cloud of gloom.
No, and like Patty was like telling me about this, guys, and I was just telling her, I'm like, literally, you know, I was happy that Luz had that conversation with her, because one, it's like, I feel like people around her, if it's myself, like, I can say it, but it's also like, I feel like for you, like, to hear it from someone else, I'm like, okay, like, I'm glad she had that conversation, because I'm like, don't feel like that. I'm like, absolutely not. And it's like, people around you know what you've been going through. Like, shit's fucking not easy, like, obviously. So yeah, I'm just like, it's, of course, yeah, it's like, it's hard, but I'm like, never feel like that. Absolutely not. Like, we're here to support you, here for through the good, through the bad, through it all, you know. But yeah, like, I mean, to that point, like, I get it. We were having a conversation here, just I mean, a conversation on the way here, about how we're both similar in the sense where we like tend to shut down and like push people away, or like just kind of keep ourselves isolated, even though we know that that's not what we should be doing. But I think it's just a form for us. It's literally that thought, like it feels easier so that you're not putting like that stress, I guess, on anyone else around you, but then at the same time it's only gonna mess with us more. But yeah, like I don't know, it's hard. It's definitely hard. So I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I can't, I try and like give some advice, but I'm like, it's hard because I definitely can't, like I can't imagine everything that's been going on. And I told her, I was like, you're also one, you're going through those changes, but you're also reliving everything and going through therapy, which is very, very heavy. So it's that added layer on top of everything you're going through. You're reliving everything in therapy, which is fucking, it's crazy. But yeah, don't feel like that.
I swear it's not a fucking episode if I'm not crying. I warned you guys when we did our like meet your host, remember?
Yeah.
And I even said, if you're gonna cry with me, cause
yeah,
bitch, she on a club over here, baby, for life. No, thank you. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and I get it's a process. I even told Mely, I was like, ugh, why can't process be linear? I was like, literally.
Fuck. Oh, fuck. Fucking reminded me of Amanda.
Oh, fuck.
No, but it's a new month, and it's gonna be good.
Yeah, like literally, there are things happening behind the scenes. Like even this week, again, I can't say exactly what it is, but like that's like the first glimpse of like something is like finally gonna be good in my life.
Yeah, I literally was like, if you needed a side, bitch, this is your side.
No,
like it's like
literally,
it's moving like
oh, and then the text they sent you when you were crying.
Oh my god. Yeah, like so as mentioned, guys, I've just kind of been like in a funk as well, kind of going through it, very emotional. And I was like, we've talked about this, I'm like I'm not an emotional
I was
person.
like, huh?
I know. I'm like, I'm an emotional person, but I tend to like not show it, like and I try to hide like my feelings and whatnot. So lately I was like, it was just fucking going through it, and I was like crying and stuff, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm like, am I gonna get my period? And I was like, and I'm not gonna get my period because I just had it. So yeah, but to that point, Patty sent me a picture.
Oh yeah.
And I literally like seeing that made me cry.
Bitch, and that made me cry because I was like, because again, Mely's not like that. So if Mely's crying, I'm like, oh, and I think it was just also because like if you look at our text messages, it's like her venting, and it's like we're going in about like the serious topic, and I'm like trying to hype her up, and then I'm like, and by the way,
and then
I said it. So and, I think So I think for I think it's no secret if you follow me on TikTok more than anything, like I've definitely been a little bit more consistent and like
content
taking that a little bit more seriously ever since my conversation with Edith. Because why the fuck not?
Yeah,
we already have this platform, and I think it's just gonna help. And again, I don't know if we've said this, but maybe we have. To each other, we always talk about it. The amount of times that we are in spaces, in situations around certain people in that like environment, market, and whatnot, and like I even have been told, why am I blanking? Andy told me, she was like, I just want to tell you, like, you and your cousin, like, keep doing the podcast. She was like, I love seeing you girls. And she was like, just know that there are people watching and listening. And like, to hear it from her, I was like, because baby, if you know, you know.
Literally.
I was like, but yeah, so I'm a big like Amazon, I buy everything, bitch, everything. These shorts, Amazon.
Yeah.
This necklace, Amazon. This one, not. Socks, Amazon. Like this headband, Amazon. Bitch, literally everything.
Amazon sponsor her, please.
No, literally, please. But whenever people ask me, like, oh, where'd you get that? I'm like, Amazon. And they always say, like, oh, like, can't you just, like, put it all together and, like, just send me what you buy? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, it's called Amazon Storefront. So one day I was like, let me see if I can, like, make one. You can't make one. Like, just because you have to be part of, like, the influencer program or, like, the, starts with an A.
Affiliate?
Ambassador. Oh, yeah, affiliate ambassador program. So I was like, fuck it, let me just try. Mm-hmm. So I applied, and I used, like, my Instagram, didn't work. Tried with my TikTok, didn't work. I did this in, like, July. Like, mid-July, I started doing it. Nothing. Cool, I went to TikTok. Ugh, that's the new Google.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do I get into it or whatever? And people literally just said, you just have to keep doing it. So then, occasionally, I would just, like, do it. And then, because in the last, like, month, I've been, like, more consistent on TikTok and just, like, posting things, and, like, I have, like, engagement and whatnot, I was like, fuck it. And I was talking to my friend. I had posted a video about, like, things I buy off Amazon. My friend was like, oh, can you send me the links to the shirts that you posted? I said, oh, yeah. And I sent them to her. And then literally after I sent that, I was like, let me just check.
Yeah. And
I do it with my TikTok, because I was like, that's where I'm getting more traction. And I see the little confetti, and I take a screenshot, and I send it to Mely. I go, also, by the way, and I send it to her. Like, and she sends me a picture of her crying. and then she was like, tell me I'm your biggest fan without telling me. Bitch, that made me cry.
Because literally, guys, like, as, like, Patty mentioned, there's just a lot of things behind the scenes. And, like, I know she's been putting in the work, and we've talked about this forever, like, about just, like, putting shit out there. Like, who cares what people are thinking? Like, take that content, post that video. And I know it takes a lot, you know, to even just, one, stay consistent. For her to put that out there, like, she did a freaking outfit. No, the couch. Oh shit. So that was funny, and we got the stain out.
What are you talking about?
She got the stain out.
What are you talking about?
Your phone too.
Oh, no pasa nada.
Like the ring camera right there.
I would actually love to see that ring camera footage.
Everything. Send it to us, please.
Anyways, no pasa nada. Mely, back to Mely.
So back to what I was saying. Like,
before she was rudely interrupted.
She literally did an outfit video, which that's I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I couldn't.
I was freaking working from home, and then she came to. You were picking up your laptop or something.
Yeah, I was picking up my laptop because you had it from editing the last.
Yeah, and then she was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm bringing outfits." I was like, "Huh?" And then she's like, "Do like some video." I was like, "Period." And to me, like, I was just so proud because I'm like, this bitch does not do that. So again, at all. That she's putting in that work, and it just made me emotional. I'm like, yes, you're doing it. This is your sign. Like, keep fucking pushing, keep staying consistent, keep like putting your stuff out there. Like,
no, literally, shout out to my girl Bree. She's my TikTok bestie, one of them, and she was the one that commented. Like, if it was one of you bitches, I would have been like, no, I can't do that. But I was like, oh my god, I was so nervous. But I was like, I have to make it me. I was like, because, bitch, my uniform, I'm wearing it. Yeah. Like, that's very much, those 3 outfits, I just put them on loop. That's it. That's like, literally,
they were so cute.
That's literally it. But I was very uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable. I was recording for I don't know how long. Mely was, like, on a call, and I'm, like, trying to hide from her. I was, like, angle it so that I wasn't, like, in her direct view. But, yeah, it's still very awkward. Like, what I'll do is, like, I can't think about it. Mm-hmm. And that's, like, what a lot of videos are saying. Like, just post it. Like, don't think about it. So I'll edit it, and I'll just post it, and then I put my phone away.
Yeah, you're like...
I'll, like, interact. I'll interact with other videos, you know, so that I get the engagement. But, like, I'm, like...
Yeah.
I can't look at it. I can't rewatch it. Mm-hmm. And then after, I'm like, okay, it's not as bad. But, yeah, now I'm, like... I'm telling Amanda, I'm like, bitch... Mm-hmm. Again, it's the whole consistency thing. Like, if we would have started, if I wasn't so scared back, like, during the pandemic, like, that would have been the prime time for all of us to just be, like, in our content bag.
Yeah. Yep.
Because there's so many content creators now that literally just started in COVID. Adam, Ray OK.
Yeah.
Rosa literally popped off. A lot of that group popped off during COVID.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I was telling Amanda, I'm like, bitch, because my cousin, she's, I almost said she's a single mom. She's not a single mom.
Single mom.
She's a fiance.
She's
Sorry, Josh.
Literally a fiance.
Sorry, Josh, but I don't know why. I was gonna be like, she's a single mom. She's not.
Oh God.
But she's a young mom. She has 2 kids. The little one just turned 2. Badass silver tooth
That
activity.
video was so cute.
So I know, so cute. But I told her, I was like, bitch, I was like, you know, you're a stay-at-home mom. You're young. I'm like, just do it. Like, just like do it. And it's also good because, or fun because she gets to like keep those memories of like her kids and all that stuff. Like, it's a kind of like a time capsule. Yeah. And she's been doing it. And the thing is, like, she's naturally just funny. Yeah. So I'm like, bitch, just record that shit. Like, she'll send me videos randomly of her kids. And I will literally just, like, edit it and send it back to her. And be like, post that shit right now.
I know. I've been seeing the videos. And I'm like, I love it. Like, she did a Target haul, too. It was like, yes.
Bitch, I was dying. Was she
said,
the 20s?
Oh, I know. She said, down here. And then she's like, how much did I spend? When she said that amount, I was like, oh, shit, bitch. Okay. But it's Target.
Yeah.
Oh. But, no, yeah, guys, with that, like, that's why I got emotional. It was like, she's putting in that work. It's gonna pay off, and then she'll be taking me on her brand trips.
This is my forever plus one. Literally forever plus one.
We're going.
No, but I feel like that was like a big thing for me because I am so not comfortable in my body. I think that is my biggest insecurity since I was little. That's why I had an eating disorder when I was younger. Like, till this day, I still get like, I'm very insecure just in my body. Like, I don't like wearing certain things. Like, I'll be shook sometimes. Like, if we take a picture and I like how I look, I'm like, oh my God, like, who is that? Like, that's what I look like? Like, oh, okay, like, I don't look as bad. In my head, I feel like I look disgusting all the time. But that's also something I wanted to touch on because that's been a conversation that we've had our whole lives. But in the last, like, 2 weeks, I feel like these types of conversations about body image and body shaming has been huge. Just like I was talking to you, I was talking to another friend, and then when I met with one of our friends last week to pick something up, she like got in the car and we're just talking for quite a while, and that was brought up. And a lot of it is just like one, it's like how we view ourselves, but again, why do we view ourselves that way? Excuse me. It's because of like comments made by other people, whether it's like family, friends, whatever, things that we see on TV that we think we're supposed to look like, family, like, I don't know, but a lot of it was like direct comments from like family members, like a dad, a mom, a cousin, a friend. Like, you just like, I think that's one thing, like, I don't think it's ever okay to tell someone, like, oh, you've gained some weight. Yeah. Like, bitch, I should pop you right now. The fuck?
Literally. And then, like, even to that, and I think just within, like, the Hispanic culture in general, it's, like, the constant, like, you know.
Pasan.
Yeah, and, like, the nicknames, too, like, the gorda, the flaca, the this and that. And it all like stems from that. They just think it's so like, oh well, yeah, I'm just telling you for your own good.
Oh, the one thing I will say, I do tease my brother.
But yeah,
I do tease. I do. We do tease John Joe.
We do.
I'm like, damn it.
I'm like, yeah.
John Joe, we do tease.
But like, see, but I mean, there's no excuse for that. But also, like, it's like the guys, the way that. Like, the things are, like, message, or, like, people are saying this, like, the way that they say it, it's, like, literally in a form where, like, it's, like, to put you down, like, continuing to put you down, and it's, like, we're just comparing us to what we used to look like
that's one thing. If you're gonna, if you want to go, like, you want to piss me off, compare, especially if you don't know, or even if you do know, I feel like that's even worse, but if you're gonna compare, and this is one thing, we can edit this out if you want, but, like, this is one thing that I always tell Mely, when she compares herself when she was younger. I always tell her, I'm like, bitch, that girl was sick. Yep. I'm like, you don't want to be her. That bitch was not eating. She was not, like, she was sick. Yeah. I was like, that's not something that you should idolize.
Yeah. And that's where, like, my biggest, it's like, I try, like, and I feel like I've made progress, But even then, I know myself. I'm like, it's hard because you do compare yourself back to like how you looked back in the day. I'll see pictures and sometimes I'll be like, damn, like fuck, like you could tell like it's not in a good way. But then it's like when you're hearing like, oh, like this and that, like how you used to look. And recently I cleaned out my closet and I had this one drawer, guys, and that just shows you how like fucking sick in the head I am when it comes to this sometimes. But I had this one drawer and I just kept every time I would like freaking clean out my closets and stuff, and I try and do it often, I would keep that drawer like, oh, I'll fit into it one day, I'm gonna fit back into it, I'm gonna fit back into it. Literally like this week something had like it triggered me. I fucking grabbed it and I just dumped it all out and I said that's it. I was like, I'm getting
oh my
rid.
God,
Yeah,
Mel,
I was like, because I was like, I'm not that same person. I'm a fucking woman now. Like I'm like, I need to get rid of this shit. Like it's like, it was small, extra smalls, like all of this stuff, and it was like tiny when I was working at Dick's and Nike, and it was constant, like all this workout clothes and like just a bunch of different things, and I just dumped it. I was like, that's it. And then my mom went through it and she was like, oh, you can like this and that. I'm like, look, don't, if I'm dumping it, it's because I'm dumping it. Mm-hmm. But that was like a big step for me. I'm like, stop saying
that's
like
huge. Yeah, I'm like, very proud of you.
Thank you.
You should be very proud.
Like I was literally like, I'm not, why am I keeping that? To just keep reminding myself I don't fit into it. I don't fit into it. But in my head, I was like, oh no, it's to motivate me to do. I'm like, no, I'm never going to fit back into that shit. Like, get rid of it. You know?
And that's the fucked up part that we like, we convince ourselves that it's like we're being healthy. Oh, I just want to look good. Mm-hmm. When the fuck did skinny become synonymous with looking good?
Yeah.
Like you can look good in any body type. I think it's a lot about how you carry yourself and the confidence.
Yeah, the confidence.
Because there are girls where I'm like, bitch, how can I look like you?
Yeah.
You may be a little bit heavier, but I'm like, bitch, like, and it's I want to dress like you.
Confidence and like that light, like it's like genuinely like you see. I know there's certain people I see too, and I'm like, fuck, I wish I had that confidence.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, they look so fucking good. Like what? And it's not like, I don't know. Like I don't think when I look at someone and let's say they're bigger and they're like wearing tank tops and all of this, I don't pay attention to that. I just look at how bad of a bitch you look. Yet if I put it on me, I'm like hiding. Yeah, I'm like doing this, and and again, it's that confidence. And I'm sure the person struggles here and there, but it's like they're so confident in themselves, they love themselves, that it just brings that light that none of us, everyone else doesn't see that. Like you know, it's just like, no, you look freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like an everyday thing because there are days where like we feel really good, like we don't even think twice, like let's just get ready, let's go. But then there's days where I'm like, I hate how I look again.
Yep.
Like I don't like anything. Like even my most comfortable, like I know day in day out I will feel good in that. Mm-hmm. If I don't feel good in it, I'm like, oh, something's wrong.
Yeah. Something's
not right. And again, going back, I haven't had like someone, like a parent, tell me anything. I have friends and I know people that have, and I think that's like a different like level. A lot of it comes from myself. Like a lot of it is like, I don't think I'm good enough unless I look this way.
Yeah.
But it also comes from like the people around me comfort. Even though you're not saying it, we've talked about this before. Even though you're not saying it directly to me, you're saying it about someone else. So what are you saying about me when I'm leaving the room? So of course I'm going to think that.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to think that. Like even when we went to the Young Miko concert, Dahlia was trying to take a picture of me. I was like, bitch, don't take pictures of me. She was like, stop. And I was like, no, I don't like how I look. And she was like, you look great. And I was like, no, like I don't. I feel so self-conscious.
Yeah.
And then I'm not the type to be like all cute and shit in picture. I'm more of a funny video type of girl because I don't know.
I think you get it from there.
It's just like I feel more comfortable being like funny and making a joke out of it. But she was recording me walking out of the bar that we, or the hotel that we were at when we were pre-gaming, and I was like dancing and then whatever, and I looked at her and I go, oh, I don't look as bad. She was like, bitch, I was trying to tell you. She was like, I literally told you you look great. And I was like, it's just in my head. She was like, you need to like get out of your head. I'm like, easier said than done.
Yeah. And literally that, it's like people might tell us like, oh my God, you look so good, whatever, but because it's in your head, you're gonna ignore those.
And you
comments.
have years of it's like therapy. Like you can't expect the like you putting in work for this much time to take care of all the shit that you've dealt with, because growing up that was like at the front of my mind at all times. Oops. So it's just hard to like break that.
Yeah. No, 1,000%. And yeah, that's literally why, guys, I've been like, yeah, like I've been saying, no, like nothing's been going on, whatever. But that's one of the main things I've been like struggling with. And then just reminding myself, like, it's like, because you immediately, my thoughts go back to like those old habits, and like with food, or like minimizing this, or going in at the gym and like not eating and whatever. Like, I'm trying to remind myself, like, no, it's like you're going to the gym for your like mental like health, your mental stress. Does it help make me feel better? Yes. Ultimately, can it result in me looking and feeling better? Yes. But it's like not looking at it as I'm going in there to like just freaking lose weight. It's like I'm like slowly trying to change that mindset.
So that is something also that whenever we're talking, and like, for example, we have a wedding coming up, and you're like, oh, I'm about to go, or you have 2 weddings coming up, and you're like, oh, I'm about to go in at the gym, and I literally was like, thumbs down. I was like, bitch. I was like, every time it's something like that where you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym because of I need to fit to a dress or something, I immediately am like, let's not make it about that. Like, that's not the goal. That is not the goal at all. You're going to the gym because when you like going to the gym, you're gonna get a workout in, and it's a stress reliever, and that's just a plus.
And that's literally like, I'm like, okay, just trying to change those like mindsets. And with food too, I'm like,
I will say, starting like my healthy like living journey, like gymming, so all that stuff, I started to notice my body changing when I stopped worrying about my body changing, if that makes sense. The minute I didn't focus on, oh, I need to do this, or like, and I will not weigh myself. Like, that is a huge trigger, like huge. Occasionally I will, and I'll be like, oh, period, like, go me. But then like I just tend not to, because when I was younger it was constant, and it was very, very bad, very, very bad. But yeah, I feel like when you don't think about it, it just like happens. And I didn't even start noticing it until other people started telling me. And I'm like, am I? I'm like, well, it's because I wear the same fucking shit all the time, so I don't notice it. I don't notice it.
No, like, I feel that. It's like, because it's like,
what is so fucking funny, bitch?
Because when you're like, I wear the same shit over time, because we're hiding our body with oversized things.
I will forever buy everything. Like, I remember one time, Mely always yells at me. I bought something in like a 3XL. And I'm
like, what?
And I was like, oh my god, it doesn't. I don't like how I look.
Shit.
I was like, I don't know how I look. Oh my god, I look so big. She's like, bitch, because it's 3 sizes like, too big. What? And I was over here like crying. She's like, bitch, because that's not your size. She's like, you need a smaller size.
And it's that, like, that's why I was laughing, because it's like, yeah, of course, because we're hiding ourselves in like these oversized things. And then, but again, it just goes back because if we put tighter clothes, it's just we don't feel comfortable in it, and we're like looking at everything that we already see as bad even worse. So yeah, like, it's what, yeah, literally, like what you said, why can't progress be linear?
Yeah,
but it's like,
I really wish I could like just love myself.
Yeah,
damn,
because it's like, no, and it's true, because what, guys, like, I mean, if you've been watching us since the beginning, we've gotten to, we've talked about this before, and then we've just struggled with this our entire lives, pretty much, and it just sucks. And I know there's a lot of women out there, and guys too, like just people in general, and it's because of this fucking standard, because of social media, because of like everything, and because being Hispanic in our culture, like the constant
it's as
comments,
if, like, they could just say anything. And then if you get offended, they're like, oh, I didn't mean it in a bad way. You're like, oh my god, no. But I'm like I would like feel so, if my grandma ever told me like, you need to lose weight, or you should, like, there are parents, and this I can't fathom, but like on like I feel like this was like on a reality show growing up, where like the mom was getting like diet pills for her daughter. I'm like, you are fucked up in the head as a parent if you are telling your child like, this is a quick fix to lose weight, like, because
use this,
because I feel like when you're telling your child, especially someone who is still developing their fucking frontal lobe, like, you have to teach them the healthy way
Mm-hmm.
to, one, treat their body, but also like teach them to love themselves.
Yeah.
Because what you look like on the outside isn't always the most important. I know we're talking about it, but it's like it does kind of go with like, okay, I want to feel good, look good, whatever. But like if you fixate on the outside, like you're fucking them up on the inside.
Yeah, because it's like that constant never feeling good enough. What am I wearing? Everyone else is looking at me to like judge me, you know? It's like the and
That's the learned behavior.
Yeah.
You're constantly worrying about all of that.
constantly. I'm always like, oh, okay, like what is this person gonna think of me? Immediately my thought goes, oh, they're gonna compare me to like my old me too. And even like right now that we're talking about this, it brought me like to my like it just came up in my mind right now. I saw my cousin Jenny recently. We had like a little barbecue, and one of my aunts, her grandma was in town, and we had some family come from like different areas. Some family from like Kansas. We haven't seen them in years. And the first thing like she doesn't come around often. She's doing her thing, freaking becoming like an RN. She's almost done in December. Love you if you ever see this. But to that point, she's just been so busy. So when she comes around, immediately the first thing she does when she gets in and tells everyone, I know I've gained weight. Like, I know I've gained weight. I'm working on it. This. And I'm like, bitch, you look so good. But again, it just goes like her thought immediately, because like growing up, her and I like struggled pretty much the same, and like we were both like on the chunkier side, and then it was like really bad, and we were like super skinny, and that's when our family was constantly like, oh my god, mira que bien se miran las dos. They're like always putting us two together against like the rest of our family, if that makes sense. But yeah, immediately she was like trying to defend herself. And then I looked at her, I was like, stop. I was like, you look so good, you're so beautiful. And then she's like, but you already know. And like same like, and then I caught myself, I was telling her that, and then I caught myself a little later when our other family members came. I was like, oh, ¿cómo están? And then whatever, and like same thing, we kind of brought it up. I'm like, yeah, you know, estoy más pesadita or whatever. And I'm like, no, I just literally told her not to do that. And I caught myself doing the same thing. So again, it just goes like you're constantly like, because of comments being made or whatever, like trying to defend how you're looking, or like I'm working on it, or I have an excuse for it because I've been so busy.
Yeah,
and
you don't know what someone, obviously, like we are mentally unstable
Yeah.
and unwell, bitch. Like, what if that's her 13th reason?
Literally.
The amount of 13th reasons I've had more than 13th reasons.
That reminded me, I know Em watches this sometimes, but as literally we were trying all the dresses, and like she had another thing, she's like, this is my 13th fucking reason, like I cannot.
Yeah,
because you know people like they're like very honest, they don't care, they don't look at themselves, and they're like, oh, como que, I'm like, whatever.
Oh yeah. And there's some people where I'm like, okay, whatever, like I'll let it go. But if you catch me on a sick one,
like,
and I don't care who you are, what your title is, I will throw a jab back.
like,
And if you don't like, I remember one time I said something to someone, and your mom was like trying not to laugh, and whatever, the situation was over, the person walked away, and my tia was like, cabrón. I go, she gonna like, try me, baby. She gonna try
like, good
me.
luck.
Yeah, like sometimes I like, yeah, they're like, kill them with kindness. No, sometimes there are, and I've said this to my therapist, I'm like, there are certain people that unless you talk to them in like an extreme way, they will not understand. So it's like, oh, so you said this to me, and I'm giving you that same thing back, but you don't like when I say it to you? That's crazy.
I know, you're like, make that make sense.
Yeah, like I don't understand.
Yeah.
But all in all, to say, it's just been a lot. Like, and again, you might see us and be like, oh, but you're out here, you're out there, you're posting this, you're posting that. Bitch,
it's sick.
It's all a facade. Yeah, like we're curating what we put out there.
Yeah,
like and then if someone puts some real shit, oh my god, that's so cringe. Like, why are you crying on the internet? Why are you why are you being vulnerable? I think people
should know.
Yeah, like
this is between
you can never win. You can never win. But yeah, I definitely think it's so important, especially if there are like you have young girls in your life, to teach them to love themselves first for who they are on the inside, and love just like the body that they have versus oh, you would look so cute if you did this. If you
Yeah.
you only look cute if you wear this. You only look good if you look like this person.
Yeah.
If you're always trying to like look like something else,
Mm-hmm.
like to me that you're not teaching someone to love
Yeah,
themselves.
and like just in general, guys, like just be nice. Like I put myself like back in the days when I was like this confident girl. I was fucking doing my thing at all times. And then
I'm like, when?
like
Oh,
when
when
I
you were
was
little.
like, little.
When you were little,
Yeah.
oh bitch, you were.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
was like when I was little.
Your
and
personality was
it
crazy.
was crazy. And it's like it's those learned habits. It's like then it's like people being mean at school, or like you start getting bullied, and then slowly you start like, you know, you also hear like constant comments from like family members, so then it changes it. It's like it's definitely like I'm like think back to that and I'm like shit, like will I ever be like that? But it's like obviously it's fucking life, like, you know, who knows?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but like
With the right, like, depends on like the work that you do and also boundaries that are set. Because again, just because someone has had access to you for like the majority of your life doesn't mean that they need to continue having access to you, especially if it's like if it's someone like that, like if you're working on like loving yourself, your body image and whatnot, and if you know there's a person that is literally a cancer to you and triggering you, if you're not able to fix it, there's no problem with limiting, like why do they have access to you then?
Yeah, no, and that's true. But yeah, like just I don't know, guys, this is always like a hard topic. But with that, be nice. If you're struggling with this, we got you.
Yeah, I'm not always
You're
nice
beautiful.
about it.
No, but like it's like literally the part like be nice to like others. Like it's like don't, you know, it's I don't know. It's
yeah, I'm not always nice. Like that's just
yeah.
but again, it comes from a place of like hurt, being triggered, and like you're gonna be a dick to me, I'm gonna show you what a dick is. I'm gonna be a bigger dick to you.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's not healthy. I'm not saying that's the right way, but like I'm not also gonna be on here like, yes, I agree. You should be nice. It is not always. It's easier to just like be
and
quick.
it's like, and that's fucking the world. This is definitely not a nice place. But yeah, guys. So with that, that's kind of what's been going on. That's what we've been struggling with, on top of like a lot of other things. And
yeah, just life, like struggling mentally, physically, emotionally. I'm just struggling over here. Like that's literally, bitch. I'm so fucking for real. Like I've just been on the struggle bus for so long, and I'm so ready just to get off of it.
Get off of it. Yeah. But it's gonna work out, bitch. It's gonna work out.
I can't wait. I'm fucking tired.
Yeah. And again, guys, it's September. We're almost fucking there. It's almost to the end of the year. Like it's literally like we're there.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So again, with it being September 1st, positive vibes.
Yes.
Blessings.
One thing I am looking forward to is Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, that's a Tuesday.
Because we're going already. I already have my fit. I'm wearing my Michael Myers shirt. That's my guy.
I'm so excited for that. Yeah, guys. So we're going to Halloween Horror Nights on Tuesday for employee previews. So I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, you guys will see content on that.
Like, we'll make sure to take it. And I love this time because that's the only way we're going to get through these fucking
I'm spoiled. I'm fucking spoiled. I will not go unless I'm her plus. Like, she was like, this is the date. And I was like, oh, fuck. Because I will update you guys after, but I have to go to jury duty, or I have to see if they're going to pick me on Wednesday, and I have to call Tuesday after 7. Yeah, and I was like, the only thing is I have to call. She's like, well, let me know, because if not, I have to put a different guest name. And I was like, no, bitch, I'm going. I will call from the fucking park. Like, I don't give a fuck. Because that's the only way we can hit every single maze. Last year we left at like 10:30 p.m.
Yeah, like we hit everything, and then if there's a few, we're like, oh, I don't really want to do that. It's more of like the attractions. Yeah. But as long as we get through the maze, that's what like we care about. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
Me too. It's our favorite time of the year.
I know. I'm
Spooky
like
season.
literally. Yeah, I know. I'm excited for that. But I think guys, I think that's all we have for you guys today. So we hope you enjoyed this episode. Yes. Comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in next week's episode.
Yes, make sure to follow all of our socials, download on Spotify, share our shit, please.
All of that. And hope you're enjoying this long weekend and listening to us, whether you're vibing out at the beach, at the lake, or
at home,
if you're
running errands and Home Goods
whole
or
thing.
Target with your little cafecito.
Yep. And if you're at Home Goods looking for those Hello Kitty things,
girl, that's something.
That's a whole other thing.
Pasa.
I was like,
it's not that serious.
Oh my god,
it is not that serious.
To like fight over it.
It's because people are reselling it. People are like obsessed. Okay, but like it's not that serious.
It's a little intense.
Like, babe, you can go to. Never mind.
Yeah, but we'll see you guys in next week's episode.
Bye.
Bye.